Welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored with Caroline Stanbury. And today we're going to talk about the most attractive women in the room. So here I am today, lying in my bed on a Saturday, having a wonderful time, no makeup, and talking about inner beauty and self-confidence and redefining and understanding what inner beauty is. Okay, so I have always said this. I have had the most beautiful roommates in the world, friends in the world. Like, I'm friends with supermodels, with models, actresses. I mean, I remember when I got married, my first marriage, my bridesmaid was Diane Kruger, who at the time was Helen of Troy. I had Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the world, walk behind me for my wedding day. And I remember telling my girlfriends, and they were going, "What the fuck are you thinking?" Because obviously you weren't all eyes on you. And it was the time that they were actually filming, and I'd been to the set of Troy and met everyone. But that's a different story. Brad Pitt. Anyway, Orlando. And I remember thinking, well, she's my friend. She's my really good friend. We've met years and years ago. And everybody used to dribble. I mean, I can't even tell you. So I was dating a guy at the time in New York. And I remember that his then best friend brought her over. He walks through the door, and my then boyfriend, his tongue just literally hit the ground. She was also the Aqua Gio girl. She was the Armani girl. She was everything. And I just looked at my boyfriend and I went, "Pick your tongue up off the floor. It's so unattractive when you dribble." And she looked at me because, and she burst out laughing. And that was it. We were firm friends. And, we're friends to today. I just, went to her baby shower, and we don't see each other that often anymore just because life takes you in different directions. But, from time to time, we just catch up and send each other messages and see how the other one's doing. But I've never been threatened by her, and we've never been in competition. And, I wasn't not going to have one of my best friends walk behind me because I'm intimidated by her beauty. I've always had amazing looking friends. Look at Shiva Safar, again, one of the most beautiful women in the world, as far as I was concerned. And one of my closest friends. I love beauty. Beauty makes me feel amazing. It doesn't make me feel less than at all. And in fact, it actually raises your vibration. And so, I remember my wedding day, obviously, everyone was so excited about her walking behind me. And she just wore a normal dress and she let me shine, obviously. But of course she's a beautiful woman. But that doesn't, just because she's a beautiful woman, doesn't detract from me. In fact, the fact that I was confident enough to have her walk behind me on my wedding day, or my best friends be a certain way, I actually think that makes me look more attractive. Look more attractive, feel my confidence. I feel great walking into a room with them, not small. I feel bigger. And I think that's what we really need to understand. That it's, going beyond what conventional beauty is. There are a lot of beautiful people in the world. A lot. So if you're always constantly comparing, and by the way, beauty really is in the eye of the beholder. We've gone through different stages of what beautiful looks like, right? You had the stage of the supermodel. Then you had the stage of like the skinny waif model. Then you have the... and it depends what you find attractive, right? I love the classic supermodel of the 90s, Claudia Schiffer and all of these women that sort of the Amazonian ones that I just loved that look. I found the waif really, really weird to look at. Then you had that sort of druggy stage where they looked like they hadn't eaten in, months and black around their eyes. I didn't get that. Then the gothic. Then you've got somebody like, I don't know, what she called Megan Fox, right? She's and Angelina Jolie is just that sort of incredibly sort of excuse me, everyone. Incredibly kind of, I don't know what kind of look that is. Very strong women, almost masculine, but very sexual looking. then you have women like very curvy and bigger and buxom. I always say there's always somebody for everybody, right? There's somebody for everybody. Everybody tends to find their partner in life. And to somebody else, you're beautiful. And that's the point. And I think inner beauty really is what shines. It's what is inner beauty? Okay. It is in the way you are. It's in the kindness. It's in your emotional intelligence. It's in your confidence, your resilience to things. That's inner beauty, right? You can be beautiful on the outside and a complete idiot. Sorry, girls. But you can. And there's a lot of men like that too. You can find a beautiful man who's just an absolute, like, there's just nothing there. And I always say, you can't marry or be with somebody that's like thick as shit but beautiful. You really can't. It might last for a few months or a year because you're having amazing sex, but if you've got nothing to speak about and there's nothing, no spark in there, no life, because some beautiful people think that the world just owes them something, literally, that they just literally sit down and everything will be handed to them just because they're beautiful. Now that to me makes you incredibly unattractive. And that also shines through. We've all met like very good looking people that dismissive of you or think they're better than you just because they got bitten by the beautiful gene, right? It's not true, people. It doesn't make you better than us. It doesn't make you better as a human. It just makes you pretty, okay? And pretty at the end of the day will get you so far. And that's it. So what's the link between inner and outer beauty? Self-love, peace, peace, and just that just radiates when you love yourself and you're at peace. It radiates to the outside. You glow a different way. And it's sort of influences how other people perceive you and how you carry yourself in public. So if you're peaceful and you're not looking for anything and you're just happy in your own skin, it absolutely shines through. I've always felt that I've got some sort of light around me. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but people have tended to listen to me. And again, it's not from... That's why I would like to do these podcasts like this, by the way. Sometimes, obviously, I have hair and makeup and I love it and I look absolutely amazing. But that's not like how I normally look. It gives me outer confidence because I love the photos and obviously it's part of my job and everything else. But, I would hate to have to do that all the time. And having said that, what am I talking about? I'm doing it all the time right now, but it's Christmas, silly season. And then I'm off now to Thailand where I won't do any of that. My hair will be a disaster. I'll probably look my age and all of the above. But I enjoy having both. If I had to do that every day of my life, literally, I would hate it, right? So that's why sometimes some of the most beautiful women in the world are some of the, messiest people in their real life or, most unkept because they literally get poked and prodded every day with an inch of their life. So when they get home, they just they literally take their clothes off, dump them on the floor, clean out their ears and throw the cotton bud across the room. Ew. But like, it's hilarious, okay? For some of the neatest, cleanest, most put together women on, in public. And that's what, I always think that a happy person, and I think Sergio and I truly radiate happiness. And again, it's a choice, right? Obviously, we have problems. Not everything is perfect in life. We're juggling lots of different jobs and work, and some things go right, some things go wrong. You get disappointed. People disappoint you. But in general, we have always chosen happiness. So if there's a dark minute, we pick on the good minute in the day. And then when the good minute comes, I feel like you can see it in your eyes and you can see it in the way you move and you can see it in the smile and you can see, like, if something horrible's happened and I connect with my eyes with Sergio, you can see both of us light up because we just know that the other person's there. And I think that's inner peace and inner happiness that radiates. And Sergio and I have always had that light where, again, people have always gravitated to us. And I don't know why. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's always been there from school. Like, I've always been able to get a group of friends. I've always been able to sort of rule a crowd that has been around me in a good way, to introduce people to each other, to put amazing. And this morning, I'm doing, I went up the Himalayas with Johan, and I think, how many years ago is that now? Nearly 3. I haven't done one of those adventure trips. So I just woke up and I was like, that's it. I want to do another adventure trip. And so Johan and I came up with a destination, and within I don't know, 2 hours, we'd filled the spots. And with wonderful people that don't know each other, by the way. And it's not a cheap trip to do. These adventures aren't cheap, but they are, on another level of luxury. And a lot of fun, because they're once in a lifetime. You just wouldn't get to do this. And the one we want to do now is swimming with whale sharks. Knowing my luck, I'll be swallowed by one of them. But anyway, I put all of these very powerful, very nice people into a group chat to meet each other. And, I feel so happy and good about it, because I actually think, I remember how it was when I got to the Himalayas. I didn't know one other person on that trip, not one. And those people are still my friends today, right? And I know that the people I'm about to introduce on this trip are going to actually love each other. And it's not easy to put trips like that together, that other people will trust you enough to not only get on a plane and go, but like that you have chosen the right people to be. We're going to an island, so like you better bloody get on. And I know they will. I know they're all going to have a lot in common, and I'm really excited, and that made me really happy that I'm going to make so many people happy. Some of those people on the trip are coming alone as well, so that, I know that they'll get on. And I think when you do things with good intention and good motivation, good things really, really happen. And, it shines through, right? I think taking the confidence to believe in yourself and make these things happen is really, really important. And it's the key to unlocking your full potential in life, is to have the confidence to do things. So obviously we get loads of messaging, right, sent to us, as in Instagram. And I don't care who you are or where you're from, but most people are on Instagram today. And I used to treat it just like an album and just like keeping up with friends. And I feel like sometimes I'm so connected to old friends that I forget to speak to them because I feel like I've seen them, right? How do you keep confidence in social media today? Girls, please understand that a lot of these images are photoshopped for an inch of their lives. Or, like mine, you can see me now, makeup does wonders, or an incredible hairstyle. Oh my God, you look so young, you look so snatched. Well, yes, because I've got makeup and whatever it's called, like highlighters and all of these things to bring me the confidence, to make my picture look amazing. And Instagram always makes you feel like you're doing less than somebody else. But Instagram is there. Now, I would like you to use Instagram as a tool to fuel your goals in life, right? If you're confident in life, then looking at other people having a nice life or going somewhere, like, I don't know, you might see me go to the Maldives or wherever it is. And instead of going, oh gosh, well, I can't go there. Maybe you go, okay, I want to go there next. So I'm going to save up, or I'm going to go on a holiday, because that kind of holiday is going to give me, set me up for the next 2 years, or whatever it is. Even if you can't get to the Maldives and you just want to go on a trip with your husband, maybe you're inspired by somebody to get up and do something. And that's the power of social media, to look at it at a certain way and embrace and grow yourself authentically. So don't look at how somebody else is growing and what you're not doing. Think about how you can grow yourself, because it's so easy today to get stuck in a routine that we don't get out of and not push ourselves into doing things that are kind of out of our comfort zone. Have the confidence to take the first step And that's with anything, taking a new job, dressing a different way. If you've always dressed the same way. I have friends that have like a uniform of clothes, but they don't have the confidence to change, yet they love the way I dress or somebody else dresses. Have the confidence to change. You know, feel that at different life stages, like different ages, you need to evolve. You can't always have the same makeup, always have the same tops. Different things will fit you a different way at different times because our bodies just naturally change. In our 20s, what did you look like? In our 30s, what did you look like? In your 40s, your skincare routine should change. Your makeup colors should change. There's different foundations for different quality of skin that you get as you age. Nothing stays the same. You must grow and evolve to embrace all the wisdom that comes with the different stages in our lives. The great thing about aging is the wisdom and the knowledge that we take away from it and that we get from different groups of people who see things differently, learning. That's why increasing your circle or changing your circle or moving around is so important, because otherwise you just stay stagnant and you'll never, ever change. I know that Bali's the next part, and that, my little houses is the next part. And I know where I'm going, and it's so exciting. And, I think social media and filters have given really unrealistic portrayals of how beauty on the outside should be. And it affects so many young girls' self-esteem. My sister came off social media completely. I know tons of women that hide behind social media and these filters that, have made themselves look so different that it's actually embarrassing now to go out. And, you need to understand that people are going to love you no matter who, because if your authenticity and being the real, you don't want people to look at you and going, oh my God, everything about her was fake. You want them to go, oh my God, you look better than you do on social media. Or, oh my goodness, I don't know, I'm so inspired by you, not like, oh my God, that is not the same person. It's so important. And actually, I went to a TikTok dinner last night, and the most, relevant and viral content is not the ones that are beautifully done anymore. Hence, I'm sitting here in my bedroom. It's the raw ones. People want raw. You all love it because now you can connect to me. I mean, Supermodel Caroline, when I've had 37 people come here to put me together, it's amazing at my age, don't get me wrong. But I guess, it's and you all know it's possible because I have a team, but it's not real. This is real, right? I love having the difference. I love to be able to dip into that world. And I love to have the confidence to sit here right now, having woken up in my TikTok makeup, to talk to you all. So mind and body self-confidence is what fuels the soul, right? It really does. And, it's so important to discuss things like self-care and how we sort of practice these things to meditation, mindfulness, fitness, nutrition. They help build mental resilience and overall confidence. So, again, it's Christmas, so I've been absolutely shite at keeping my routines. There's no real excuse, but I do try and do Pilates at least twice a week, but that's not enough to get a new body, have to be honest. I was going to go for a walk now, but then I decided to talk to you. So look, I'm not perfect at all. But what I will say is, all of these things build confidence. Going to Pilates makes me feel alive afterwards, even though I really get in my buggy and don't want to go. I'm like, ugh, can't be fucked. And, I have the most busy life anyway. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, how many steps am I walking? Do I really need to go? And then, I do all these things. So I've just done something called coring to tighten the skin on my stomach. I've just done, salmon sperm to make my skin glow, which I'm actually really loving. I'm going back in a week or so to do the follow-up. But, I love looking at all these new beauty treatments. And why? Not because I'm scared of aging, because I want to age as the best version of my fucking self for me. For me. I never want to let myself go. So I want my husband to always feel this way about me. And not because I'm scared he won't love me because I get wrinkly and old. But if I don't keep feeling fabulous, how can he feel fabulous about me? If I'm always moaning about the way I look or I feel, that's so unattractive to a man. Oh, I'm so fat. I can't eat my dinner. I've got wrinkles. I'm this, I'm that. No, ladies. Even if you're not at your top, well, I told you the story when I was doing my IVF. I put on 18 pounds, I think it was. Literally could have eaten my husband. But he didn't notice because I still had the same confidence because I hadn't noticed until the Daily Mail pointed it out. I truly hadn't because it snuck up on me. And my jeans, I just went up a couple of sizes. But again, I have every size in the wardrobe. And I just didn't think much of it because people kept saying you look great. But now I just think, I know they were being nice. And it wasn't till I saw those pictures of myself. And I just looked at my husband and I was like, look, you little shit. Why wouldn't you tell me? And he genuinely was like, I didn't see it. I didn't notice. And then he saw the pictures the other day because we actually kept them on his phone. And he was like, oh, holy shit, you were huge. You were huge. And we were laughing because what a wonderful thing that neither of us noticed because we both had the confidence. In my head, I was strutting around Mykonos like a tiny little waif-like supermodel with my hot husband. And actually, I looked like a fucking giant marshmallow who was with her son. I mean, that's self-confidence at its finest. At its finest. There I am bouncing around with Nicole Scherzinger on a table, and I was bloody lucky the table didn't collapse. Literally. Grinding myself up and down like I'm a teenager that's in a size 2, not a 42. What the fuck? But I'm so happy that I wasn't aware of it. Now that, ladies, is control. Wasn't aware at all. And it wasn't aware till 2 years later when I actually just Googled myself. I can't remember why I was Googling myself. But I Googled myself and then I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. My hair was bad. Stringy. I've just gone on so many journeys for myself. You know that I've launched my own vitamin brand. So I take all of those every day just because, again, I get so stressed out. I need to focus every night. I take my ashwagandha every single night. Even my kids take it just because it calms you and it gives you, sometimes at night you can get that terrible anxious feeling before you sleep or whatever. Do whatever it takes self-care wise to get yourself in the best position if you suffer from that. And sometimes I think it's just conditioning because I was, going through my court case for so long or I was getting divorced for so long that I have that condition that when I get into bed and it's so peaceful that I'll, flip into that anxious mode, even though I'm not anxious right now. And so, I just lean over and I have everything that makes me feel good beside me. I keep lavender by my bed because that calms me. I have my ashwagandha by my bed because that calms me. I put magnesium on my feet because that calms me. I have my eye mask and earplugs because that reminds me I'm going to bed. And, I take my biotin pills every night because my hair journey is on fucking going. Okay? Anyone over 35 that has amazing hair is on a hair journey, let me tell you. So I'm doing, shampoos. I'm doing my biotin. And these things, thick, luscious hair, ladies, makes you look younger. Right? It's not because... And these are all things for me to authentically live my best life so that I can be mentally prepared for everything that's coming at me. Okay? It's not superficial. It's necessary for me to be the best version of myself so that I can go out there, do the adverts I need to do, speak to you about the confidence I need to have. Sometimes I do walk into a room and feel less than. I meet people And it's usually younger ones that have no idea who I am at all. And they come in and they sort of like, I don't know, crypto or TikTok people that you're just like fast money, fast life. And they like look at you like, ugh, who are you? And I just think, fuck off. Literally, fuck off. I can't bear people like that. Dismissive people. Like, what makes you better than anyone just because you like invested in a fucking coin or divorced somebody that was rich, or, you know, you sat in your room once and went viral? Like, I don't get it. Like, that suddenly means that you're better than all of us. No, it doesn't. Like, it really doesn't. Get a grip. And I'm doing so well at cutting anybody out of my life or not letting people in like that, because it just literally sucks the soul out of me. And I think it's so important to have that filter in your life, people, so that you can thrive. If somebody gives you the ick when you meet them, listen to your body. Listen to your fucking body, because physical and mental health is the most important thing you can do. Rest, recharge, connect, you know, rejuvenation, mental clarity. You know, I'm meant to be going out tonight and I'm thinking, why? I've been out every fucking night. I'm going on a staycation tomorrow. I need to pack my bags. My kids aren't here. Why am I pushing myself to go out? You know, right now I'm in a chaotic period of time. You know, I'm doing good things for myself and getting my shit in order. Like, I'm really enjoying myself right now. I bought an apartment yesterday for my staff to live in, and everyone's going, why would you do that? Like, it's in front of Ferrari. And I'll tell you why I'll do that. First of all, I'm paying a fortune anyway for their rent. But second of all, I can't employ people to walk over to my house, which is insanely beautiful, and then send them back to one of those, like, you know, villages for workers where they're in bunk beds and share showers with 59 people. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. So I bought them a nice apartment. And I feel amazing. I feel great. They're so happy. And they can walk to my house or they can bike to my house. And let me tell you, they don't let me down. That is good for my mental health. Maybe not be good for my bank balance, but it's good for my mental health. Do things that make you happy. Do things for other people. Do things that make your world run. If my world runs and I have the confidence and the strength to sort of perform, then more stuff happens for me. That's not why I'm doing it. Obviously, I can't, you know, I'm not doing a good deed so that I get more shit back, but it just lights up my soul rather than hanging out with people that literally drain my soul. Drain my soul. You know, I give myself, my house is my haven, so that if I feel good and they make me happy, then, you know, the more happy they are, the less I need to do. And my house just runs. It's my house runs like a ship. The power of self-compassion. Okay, this is a good one. You know, women struggle with self-criticism. How can we develop a practice of self-compassion and turn it into a source of confidence? Well, this is what we've just been talking about. I'm so fat. You know, I do it. We all do it. You know, my face looks great now. It's snatched. But then I look at my hands and I go, well, people can see. Actually, God, I'm just looking at my hands. I just woke up. And I put salmon sperm in them. And actually, that looks fucking amazing. They've completely changed. Ooh, salmon sperm people. My neck's been done. My face has been done. I'm over the moon. But I still have, actually, it's a bit dry right now because I did my sleep lines, but I did them with a laser. So everything, my stomach and my chest is still healing after 10 days. But, you know, there is always going to be part of your body you don't like. My bum's too big. My bum's too small. This, you know, there's always someone better. So you need to quieten the inner voice and just be like, okay, I'm okay. You know, I'm happy with the way I am. You can be a work in project, but you don't want to turn into one of these women that just is constantly striving for perfection. You don't, because you'll never quite reach it and you'll never be satisfied. So there has to be a time where you just do little things and get your skincare routine and have your hair color and just be happy with what you have in life. You know, being content. And I think I've got to, at 48, I'm beginning to find that stride of like, content. I can go home and I've got all my friends are richer than me, frankly. I mean, not all of them, but most of them, like, because I strive to be with really successful people, because successful people drive me to do better. So not because, everyone knows, sometimes I get criticism, and she's always with all these rich people. That's not what it's about. Okay. It's about people that I'm inspired by people. Okay. I get inspired to watch my friends win. It doesn't make me feel shit. It makes me feel like it's possible. These people are normal people. They eat the same as us. They go to sleep the same way as us, and they wake up the same way. They've just achieved a little bit more than us. And that inspires me. It doesn't make me go feel anything else but, wow, good on them. And, I think so many people can't see it that way. You need to really, really look inside and change the way you look at things and find it as a source of confidence that not only do these people want to hang out with you, pass on their knowledge to you, share things with you. Some of the most powerful people in the world have given me the greatest knowledge in the world. I've learned some of the most amazing things. I do these talks where I travel around with far more successful people than I. And we all take knowledge from each other. And sometimes I go, why am I here? But then other times they go, oh my God, you inspire me. And I'm like, oh, wow, they feel the same way. Everybody is human. Everybody's doing the best they can. Nobody came into this world thinking they knew it all. And that's really the impact of giving to others. And, as much as I've just gone and built an apartment and I'm doing stuff for myself, that's why I want to do all these things for other people that are around me too, that help me on the way up, right? So I got the apartment for my staff. Done. So happy. I mean, my driver called me yesterday. Oh, madam, I'm going to the gym. There's a gym in there. He's so excited. I can't believe it. Like, they've got a pool in the gym. It's hilarious. And then Megan, who's been with me forever, right? I made her a shareholder because they deserve it. Like, I don't want them to watch me thrive while they stay at the same position. If I win, she has to win with me at this point. She's given me half her life. She may as well, stay, run it, do it, because she doesn't go to bed. If I text her at midnight, she's still doing it because she knows it's her company now. Super important to involve the people you're with and give back and give them the confidence to do their job the best, because we all bring in, it's like when we all bring outsiders that are better than us. But I've learned at the end of the day that having somebody that wants you to win and that believes in you is more important than anything on a CV. Whatever she doesn't know, she'll learn along the way. Trust me. And when she starts seeing the money come into the company, that woman will find a way to overcome anything because she's going to want the money. And that's so important. Give back to the people around you. Give back to society. I think charity work is so important. I've always done it. Find a charity close to your heart and give back. For your mental capacity, you won't believe what something like this does. You will not believe how much you get from helping others. And finally, I think one of the most important things for confidence and mental health and all of these things, inner beauty, is being able to forgive and let go of things. I have an incredible capacity of forgetting everything. And sometimes it annoys people, and other times I think it's the greatest gift I've ever been given, because no matter what happens to me in life, I get over it. And I forget about it and I move on. And other women live it for years and years and years and can never get past it. And this is the saddest thing that I ever see, because they're stuck. They're truly, truly, truly stuck, and they can't get on with their lives. They can't enjoy what is really out there. They can never let go of what was past. And forgiving somebody and moving on has been one of the greatest things in my life. They'll always be hurt. I mean, okay, let's take my divorce. There were times that he loathed me. Absolutely loathed me. And by the way, I don't even blame him. I don't blame him at all. And there were times I loathed him. During the divorce, I wanted to fucking murder him. And I'm sure right now he probably doesn't blame me, but he probably doesn't see it either, and says I deserve it. And that's okay too, because that's what divorce is. But all the way through it, I was like, closing my eyes, tapping my heels, going, this is going to pass, this is going to pass, this is going to pass, and we're going to get through to a better side. And now I've forgotten all of that because I really don't give a fuck. Not about losing things, but like I don't give a fuck about what was said, what we did to each other, what happened. I don't care. Because it's not in my future. We're in a completely different path. The kids love him. Kids love the girlfriend. Kids love me. Kids love my husband. Best thing ever. That's all I need. Nothing is to be rehashed at all. We've never gone back and said, why would you do this? Why did you do that? Never. Because it's pointless. No good comes of it. There's nothing to be achieved by the conversation. There's nothing that either of us want to get out of it. And there's nothing new to be discussed. So therefore, just forgive and forget. Close the door. I know people say easier said than done, but it's so important. I've had times with my father where I didn't speak to him for years. I've had times with my brother. I didn't speak to him for 2 years. I've times with my sister. I didn't speak to her for 2 years. And then you just forget it. Move on. Because life's too short. You wake up one day and it's all gone. So, I suggest that you really, really reassess what's important, what you want the outcome to be, what you want your life to look like, and who you want to be to the world. And have the confidence to go and get it. Have the inner beauty to make others happy. And, I think today, set yourself a challenge. What are going to be the 5 things that you change? Or 4 things, you change in your life. Who will you forgive today? What person will you go and help? What can you change in your life to make you feel better? What about your personal beauty routine would you change today to make bits, that you don't like about yourself change? Is there something you want to update? Start today. Thank you for listening to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored with Caroline. Don't forget, please, please, please subscribe, and you can get my podcast every single week. Thank you for listening.